Well, as you can see, we're trying to paint the truck right now, but the weather's not cooperating, so I'm stuck in the garage doing other odds and ends. Here you can see the bumper kind of half mocked up right now, and I thought it'd be a good time to show you how it works. So that's a 6-inch square 1/4-inch wall tube, which we've capped and turned into an air tank. And these are semi-brake pots. And they pull down on that T-shape lug there, upside down T. And if I hook this to here, like this, those rams come out and pull that lug downward. So this is from the front of the truck looking rearward, and this will have a bushing in it, and then that will connect up into the aluminum frame of the cabin. And as you can see, this is some faux gas thick plate we have there for the mount, and there's a D-ring cut into that too. If we need to pull backwards, we can latch into that. So still needs some work. We need to work on this T-bar yet a little bit. Valves and regulator for the system. Anyway, still need to do some work on it, but I thought now is a good time to show how it works when it's not on the truck. So I thought I'd pad this video up a little bit with the first functional test of the induction cooktop powered from the inverter and the batteries. I've been wanting to do this test for a long time, just for my own interest, because in theory it should work, and it should work good, but I want to see it before too long. So without further ado, this is our cooktop. It's a single burner, 1600 watt, 120 volt countertop cooktop, made by True Induction. Forget if I said. This one is nice because it's got this glass cooktop, has a glass top, and it's got a lip all the way around the perimeter, which makes it really nice for insetting it into the countertop, and then it'll be nearly flush. For the rest of this test, I've got a compatible pot with 1 liter of water at 23 degrees. Don't know if that's going to matter, but I'm recording it for that. Okay, the next interesting component, the inverter. Now, induction cooktops cannot run on a simple square wave or modified sine wave inverter. They need a true sine wave inverter, and that came as a little bit of a surprise, but I was fortunate to get this one on eBay for nearly half price. It's an 1800 watt RMS Pro Sine true sine wave inverter. And I've got the control panel removed there so that we can see the output. I'm going to have that remotely mounted anyway, so that was that. It's connected through a shunt to the fuse to the battery bank. So let's go there next. Okay, the next piece of the puzzle, my most interesting to me anyway, is the batteries. These are 180 amp hour lithium iron phosphate cells, and I've got them wired, as you can see here, they're in parallel. So it's kind of arranged in a horseshoe shape, and they're wired in 4 series, 2 parallel. So there's 4 sets of 2 that have been wired together in parallel, and then those 4 sets have been wired in series. So basically what that means is 360 amp hours at 13.5 volts. So I won't get into all the pros and cons right now, but one of the big cons or downsides is you need to monitor your batteries. Lithiums are very picky about being overcharged or over discharged, and so you need to monitor them closely. And for that, I got this little bit of kit. So this is what makes it all work. This is a battery monitor and solar charge controller, and it has this, I believe it's 10-pin lead, and those leads go to each of the cells and monitor the status of each cell. So you can see here I've got 1, 2, 7, and 8. And that's reading the cell voltage every second or periodically. and if any one of the cells gets beyond 3.5 volts or below, I think it's 2.5 or 2.6, then it'll shut it all down. It monitors internal temperature of the control unit itself, and then I have an external monitor on there as well. And the load, it does a bunch of neat stuff. I'm not going to get into it too much, but here you can see my dirty thumb. This is just sitting idle, basically. There's no power coming in and hardly any going out. But I won't get into that right now. All we want to do is see how long it takes to make hot water and how much of the battery it uses up. So here goes. Okay, so let's start this test. You can see right now external load is like 30 milliamps. $249. 130 amps of load. The control panel on the inverter is showing much the same. And that's what the inverter is pulling. Already up to 40 degrees here. $132 amps. A little less than I feared it would be. Okay, so everything seems to have worked well. I just shut her down. The only thing that really got warm is this shunt. And it's not scalding hot or anything, but this is cool as I would expect it. The internal thermistor in the battery bank didn't change. It's at 21 degrees. So that's all good. And to boil that pot of water, we used 191 watt hours or 14 amp hours, which is not too bad. We only lost 4% of our battery doing that. So I think that's it for today. Thanks, and bye-bye.